How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a live edition of the HR Office Podcast, the long-awaited episode 49. As always, I'm your host, Greg, and I haven't said that in a long time. I haven't said that in like a month and a half. But as always, as I said, I'm your host, Greg, and I'm joined here by Mira. Say hello. So, we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot to catch up on. We have not had a podcast in a long time. We had episode 48. Oh man, that was right after Anime Expo and AX Light and Funimation Con. Yeah, that was mid-July, and here we are. It's about a month later. It's about a month later. But regardless,
it's been a while since I've been here.
Yeah, you haven't been here in a month and a half. So there's a lot to check in on. We're going to be checking in. You're going to obsess over Hamilton. We're going to talk about Critical Role for a little bit. May can't say the word cult, which is a great thing that I learned. Stanley Cup playoffs are back, so I'm going to geek out about sport ball for a moment. Fall Guys is fun. Halo Infinite's been delayed. Millionaire Detective is back, which is a great show. Spoiler alert. I was in a level 20 battle royale put on by Sparrow Productions, and I'll be talking about that and all the cool stuff that happened after that. And we will be breaking down our latest videos and cool stuff coming up in the future. But as we've been doing since our United States of A went into lockdown, we've started every podcast checking in on one another, even though we see each other on a daily basis, but checking in for the three people that watch the podcast. So let's start with you, Mira. It's been quite some time since you've been on the podcast. It's been quite some time since we've had a podcast. How have you been?
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
What was that?
I said it's been 1 week since you looked at me.
It's been 1 week. It's been? Yeah. Anyway, so how have you been? How are you doing?
Hanging in there.
Why do you say hanging in there? Like, what has happened that you're allowed to talk about? I should obviously preface.
Not much.
You're losing your mind, basically?
Not for me. What just happened?
Well, you've also had to kind of bear the burden for some stuff that happened in late July. So you were heavily relied on, which I'll get to that when I check in on myself and all the kind of the delays and whatnot that have happened. You're tired. You were so tired when we recorded our Fall Guys video, and I think that added to just how great that whole video turned out.
That did.
Yeah, that deadpan kill me in that video was incredible. So nothing much is going on with you, so we haven't really missed much of anything. Good to know we haven't missed much of anything, I guess. I don't know. That sounded offensive. I'm trying not to be offensive towards you. That is not me trying to offend you.
I stay inside a lot, so.
Well, you're staying safe, too, so that makes complete sense why you would be staying on the inside for a little bit. Yeah, and continuing as we, in mid-July shut back down again and basically have gone, one step forward and 20 steps backwards, it seems like.
Pretty much like going to Walmart today was kind of the biggest thing that's happened in a while.
Yeah, because if it's not running errands, I mean, I almost said something that gave away locations, but if it's not going and running errands, you're at home, basically. And that's for the most part, that's basically me. I went and saw my dad yesterday, but like he's literally just down. They're literally just down the road, And he and I drank beer and ate pizza and watched hockey, which was like a great afternoon. I hadn't had that in a while. It's you've been the most at home, which is interesting. Yeah.
Shout out to Sparrow Hawkins in the chat that says, "Hey."
Sparrow Hawk. Oh, Sparrow. Oh, nice. Yeah, that is Adam, my guy. Hope you're doing well. As we check in on one another, even though we live with each other. I've had a roller coaster of a month and a half. I think last podcast we were like, oh yeah, we got some cool stuff coming up. Get excited. Then I was rushed to the hospital, and that was like the final nail in the coffin of the burnout. And I had taken all of the mental and emotional tolls, and then I took the physical toll when I was in the hospital at the end of last month. But I'm okay. it was
Let's make it clear. You didn't go to the hospital because you were burnt out. You went
no, 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 no,
because
no,
you
no,
got
no, 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 no. I got food poisoning, which then led to some complications with diabetes because I'm a type 1 diabetic, and getting food poisoning royally fucks with type 1 diabetics. And so I was rushed to the hospital, which was fun, but it wasn't fun at all. Those beds are the most uncomfortable beds. And I'm going to be going into that way in detail tomorrow, actually. Our friend Lisa, she's got a show called Cognition. I'll just announce this now. She's got a show about cognition where a bunch of people are kind of talking about how like COVID's kind of changed things in various different things. And I'm going to be talking about my hospital visit and kind of how different this hospital visit was compared to prior hospital visits. And just kind of the isolation and the weirdness of everything. It's like, I'm not going to go into detail today about it. But, you know, I was in the hospital. It was diabetic complications after food poisoning, and they stabilized me really well.
Stayed there for a few days.
Yeah, I stayed there for like 2.5 days. And then I got out.
Let's see,
and
you
yeah.
You were admitted like early on a Tuesday.
Early on it, like, but by early, I mean like 1:45 a.m. on a Tuesday. And then I got out about 1:30 p.m. on a Thursday. Yeah, so about 2.5 days basically, which was, you know, fun times had by all. So you were the one kind of given initial communication and whatnot, which was, you know, that was fun. Not having my phone was interesting. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's only because I had your phone, so I was
Yeah,
able to, like,
you held
text you.
you did hold on to my phone. So I will say the only two silver linings about that hospital visit was I didn't have my phone, so I was like away from social media, which actually was kind of really nice. And I'm negative for COVID. They have to test everyone who's rushed to the hospital, and I'm negative for COVID, which is cool. So
And it's been a few weeks and you still don't have symptoms, so you
Nope.
are definitely in the clear.
definitely not dealing with that, luckily. Yeah, it was
Also, shout out to Brohan in the chat. It says hello.
Oh, hi. Hello, everyone joining us on our first broadcast in a month and a half. Yeah, it's been a wild time. Yeah, it was funny because like I was talking about the burnout, but it's like, you know, I was July, I think emotionally and mentally it was really taxing, and I can't explain why. I think just, you know, as we started going into lockdown and I was like, okay, I'm going to be locked in. We were like very proactive on working on content, doing live streams, you know, connecting with people and whatnot, you know, to keep busy with everything going on. And it also doing content means we're staying in the apartment, you know, we're staying safe, etc. And then like, God, like late June, because late June into July, we were uploading every other Saturday instead of every Saturday just because it was like we didn't have a video. And we used to would make it where we would make a point to be like, hey, guys, we don't have a video today. But we've kind of said in recent time, fuck it. If we don't have a video, we don't have a video. We don't have to post every time we don't have a video because that's just a waste of time. But I was feeling that just mental and emotional burnout just because of like everything. I think seeing our state completely shut back down, I think was like the nail in the coffin for that. Just kind of being like so tired and frustrated, sitting there saying, we're doing everything correctly. My friends and family are doing everything correctly. And yet we fucked up so bad. And I'm just, you know, that kind of frustration as well as just like personal frustrations that obviously I won't get into because it's personal. But, and then like that's happening. And then I get rushed to the hospital at the end of last month. And that, unrelated to the burnout, like we said, it was food poisoning that turned into complications with type 1 diabetes. But, you know, it's that time away and then coming back from the hospital and just sitting here recovering. Like, a lot changed in that after that hospital visit. But, like, it was, like, good stuff. Like we started uploading videos weekly after I had gotten out of the hospital. I have a new job, you know, I'm going to be starting a new job tomorrow, which is scary. I say scary, but it's not actually going to be scary. It's going to be great because
Which by the time this goes up, I think you'd have already started the job.
I would have already started, yeah, which would be great. But yeah, that's going to, you know, cause my mind to wander at work at times and come up with more ideas, which is how I've come up with some of the weirder concepts for videos in recent time, is being bored at work and be like, well, what if we did this? You know what I mean? But yeah, we have easier access to Chrissy, Brad, and Suya now because we're all closer now, which is cool. Like in physical proximity, I should say. We're close friends, so that doesn't change. But no, we're
They moved near.
they moved closer to us, which means it's going to be way easier to get them in videos and to make homebrewers a more frequent thing and all that fun stuff. So it's like all that happened after moving, or after moving. We didn't move. After they did the moving, we didn't. All that happened after I got out of the hospital, and it was kind of weird that it like. Here's this low point, and then I get out, and I'm starting to recover, and all this kind of floods at once, and it's actually really refreshing. You know, it's refreshing to feel like there's some semblance of normal. You know, even to something as simple as like, and I'll talk about it in a little bit, like the Stanley Cup playoffs are going on right now, and it's like hockey's back, and that's my sport. You know, and they're doing it safe in Edmonton and Toronto, and it's great, and like. Being able to see that and then go over to see my dad yesterday and celebrate the new job and spending time together because he and I haven't spent time together in a very long time. So we just went over and drank beer, ate pizza, and watched a really great hockey game, and it was awesome. And then we were texting each other as we were watching the Vegas game last night, and the Vegas game should have already started right now. And what's it looking like right now? I don't think they've actually officially started yet. But oh, yikes! Blackhawks are winning 1-0 already. I'm gonna go back to the podcast.
Which, by the way, Big Adam says he's doing good, just tuning in while I'm at work. And then he said, "Ouch! Longest time in the hospital for me was when my appendix nearly burst, and that was just a couple of days."
Oof, yeah. I think the longest I was ever in the hospital, I was a kid, and I had what was called meningitis, which was like a head issue. And I think I was in the hospital for the better part of a week because it was a newer disease, and I had like the not bad version of it. So I only got to stay for like 5 days. The people that had the bad version of it, you're in the hospital for weeks, and it was bad. It's really bad. If anyone knows anything about meningitis, but like, and I'll be talking about it tomorrow on Lisa's show Cognition. But like, there's like comparing like when I was a kid in the hospital and being able to have everyone come in, my dad being able to stay with me, you know, aside from needing to, you know, go take a shower. Like he went and took a shower and then came back and he stayed in the hospital the whole time with me and whatnot. Like you can't do that right now. You know, it's just you. And you're in a room all on your own, and then a nurse will come in and give you medicine or do blood work, which my hands were just pin cushions, which was insane. But yeah, it was it's so different. Yeah, but I'm glad it was only like 2.5 days. Oh God, I couldn't imagine staying even longer. They were originally saying that I was going to be staying longer. I'm like, please don't. I don't want to stay that long. I don't want to stay that long, but yeah, if there's, yeah, but like I said, if there's ever a silver lining, it's things are kind of starting to feel as normal can be, even though things will never be normal. This is the new normal, so it's like it's gonna be really interesting. You know, I'm not even gonna be in a proximity of people, but I'm gonna be it's just gonna be so interesting. Just seeing how normal things kind of try to be, even though everyone knows it's not normal. But there is one thing that you haven't talked about, babe, and that just transitions into our next topic that has happened to you since you were last on the podcast. I briefly talked about it the last podcast we had. And
real quick, Kita just into the chat and said, "I don't want this new normal."
I know, neither do I. Can we take it back? Can we exchange it? For the old normal?
Can we patch this out?
Can we hash this out? Yeah.
Can we hash this out in the new patch?
Please? Yeah. Can we nerf 2020's Savage Raids, please? Like no one can beat this. This is insane. Please nerf in the next patch. Yeah. But something did happen for you. Something did happen while all this has gone on. Disney Plus released something. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Hamilton. Have you heard of it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I can't say it.
Cool. Well then, all right. Cool. We can move on to talking about Critical Role then. All right. So Critical Role. No, I'm kidding. So, I said next time you were going to be on the podcast that I was just going to let you go on a massive like positivity rant about how much you fucking love Hamilton. So I already said how much I enjoyed watching it. I'm just
Hamilton, what's that?
I'm just gonna leave the floor to you. What do you think of Disney Plus's release of Hamilton?
Let me just whip out my PowerPoint presentation.
PowerPoint. Yeah, it sounds
Adam says Sparabelle made me watch it.
It's
so good.
It actually was good. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect about it, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm glad I watched it. It was pretty good. But you, on the other hand, you are, what do you call it? You're in what, Hamel Hell? Is that what you call it?
Hell. I am in Hamel Hell.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Yeah, that is something that has been said. Anyway, no, go ahead. So yeah, the floor is yours. Just give us your PowerPoint presentation about how much you love Hamilton and how much you love it.
It's just really good. I don't know how to do this on my own. Help me.
I don't know how to do this on my own. Help me. Okay. So what is your history with Hamilton before the initial, or before the Disney Plus series came out? Like, have you seen it before? Have you listened to it? Like, what was your experience with Hamilton before it came out?
I don't remember what initially introduced me to Hamilton. I just know it was stuff on YouTube at the time. Show us your presentation, Mira. Squawk. Same though. I think it was someone had found an animatic, I think, for the soundtrack.
Right.
And I just remember listening to Burn for a while, and I realized I really liked it, so I went and found the soundtrack on Spotify, and I was just looping it over and over and over.
Yeah.
And I just could not figure out for the life of me why it wouldn't get out of my head.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
But and then I think maybe 1 or 2 years before I moved out here.
Yeah, you were definitely into it when we had first started.
I got the soundtrack for Christmas, and I just I would play that in my car all the time whenever I would go see Romano.
Right.
And I got her and Reese hooked onto it.
Yeah.
Because Romano initially said she wasn't going to get into it at that point.
Right.
But then, she kept hearing songs, and then the next time we met up, she had bought the soundtrack.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that'll happen.
So I was like, so you're in hell with me.
Yeah. I remember that was around the same time, one of the times you came out to see me. This was back when you and I were still living in different states. Back when you could travel. But you were heavily into Hamilton. You're like, can I just show you the soundtrack? I'm like, yeah, go for it. And you were just playing it for me. Well, I think we were going to the beach because you had never been to the beach. So I was like, okay, well, I'm taking you to the beach. And so on our way down there,
it was either that or we were going to a hockey game.
I want to say, you know what? It was the beach day because we went to the beach, and then on the way back was when we went and saw the Anaheim Ducks play. So that was the. Ironically, we went when they played Nashville, and it was country music night, and I went, babe, you did this. This is your fault.
Which I'm not even from Tennessee. So.
No, you're not. But just the general idea of just like, no, this is your fault. It's not your fault.
We didn't even realize it at the time, and
yeah.
They had all the cowboy hats and shit out, and I was just like, oh, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
And then they had country music playing, and they're like, oh no.
Thank you for coming to the Anaheim Ducks game tonight. Thank you for coming to Friday night country night. And I looked at you and went, are you fucking serious right now? It's country night. Okay. All right. It's going to be one of these nights. The only time
Kita says she still needs to watch Hamilton, and then Adam says, not a fan of country music?
No.
You kind of have negative connotations.
I have personal negative connotations towards country music. I can occasionally enjoy me a John Denver song, and I can enjoy me some Johnny Cash, and I think that's the limit. Maybe some Dixie Chicks, like that's
What about Kenny Rogers?
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I can. Merle Haggard, admittedly, I can't name a Merle Haggard song. Admittedly, I cannot name a Merle Haggard song, so I have no opinion. But like that is literally the barometer for me for country music. Like I cannot. What are
Adam says look up Luke Bryan or Chris Young.
Oh boy, I know of Luke Bryan. I don't know Chris Young. I know I've seen the name Luke Bryan. I've seen the name.
He's like, I'm a country boy at heart.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I grew up with country, but then
you did, yeah.
found rock music and I went, oh, I like this.
Then Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory happened and your life changed forever. So like that, yeah, that'll do it. No, I was very much an angry white boy listening to nu metal because my parents were divorced and my dad was very angry, so he went back to listening to heavy music and then in turn got me into heavy music. So that's kind of my soft spot. So, but I do have some negative connotations to some country music, but yeah, you never know. But I'd say in recent time, I guess it's kind of softened a little bit because I now have that barometer. So it's, I don't know, as time goes on. But yeah, that was it. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Hamilton. We were on a topic of Hamilton, and then we were talking about country night. Anyway, so you were into Hamilton on that trip, and you were listening to the soundtrack. You had it on Spotify. You're like, babe, just got to show you the soundtrack. And you showed me the soundtrack. I'm like, wow, this is actually really good. I didn't know what to expect, but that's actually really good. And then,
well, especially when it got to Lafayette's songs in particular, you got excited.
I was like, this motherfucker can spit rhymes, dude. Like eat your heart out, Busta Rhymes. Like this dude can spit rhymes quick. Like it's insane.
And then when I told you he was also Jefferson, you were like, get the fuck out of here.
I was like, no, he's not. You're like, yes, he is. I'm like, no, he's not. And you're like, yes, he is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was and then you kind of been in and out of it from that point, and then when you found out that it was coming to Disney Plus, you were like extremely excited. Then you watched it. So you've listened to the soundtrack. Apparently there's a couple songs in the play that's not on the soundtrack. Apparently
there was one that wasn't.
What song wasn't on the soundtrack?
I don't remember if it necessarily has a title. I know on YouTube they always just call it John Lawrence's Interlude.
Okay.
But it's basically just the song that details like him dying and basically just his letter.
Right. I remember you making a deal because you were just like, oh yeah, it just said that he
because that was not on the soundtrack at all.
Right. Yeah.
So I had no idea that was a number.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I saw that, I'm just like, oh no, now I'm crying.
You're like, so that's what happened. Yikes. Okay. Fair enough.
Because part of it didn't click in my head that that's the actor that goes to play Hamilton's son.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, oh, that explains it. He dies as Lawrence, but he comes back as Philip.
Right.
I also didn't realize Peggy comes back as Maria.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah, there were some interesting tidbits of information. I remember you saying that. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, and then you thoroughly loved the Disney Plus version of it. Now that
it was funny because there were reports at first complaining about how the show got censored, and I watched it and I was just like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, they censored some songs, but like they just silenced the F words because it's on Disney.
Yeah, it's a family platform. They gotta keep it somewhat family friendly.
Yeah, I was confused at first because the wording on it was so weird. I didn't know that they had recorded this from 2016. I didn't know that. I thought that they had gotten back together like late last year and recorded it. So I'm sitting there thinking with the way that they're explaining it, oh, they changed the songs when they did it. And I went, oh, that's not good. But then I watched it and I'm like, oh, it's a recording from 2016 and they silenced the F words. Oh, okay. They silenced the word fuck. All right, well, it's Disney. So what are you going to do about that? It sucks.
It's also funny just because like some of the censoring was already made that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Jefferson would just be like, or when Hamilton in the Reynolds pamphlet, whenever he's just like, you see, that was my wife. You decided to fuck.
Yeah.
That was already like that in the song.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
They didn't have to like go out of their way to censor it.
Right.
Or like when they're talking about the Adams administration, when he drops the like pile of papers and says, "Sit down, John, you fat mother." That was already like that on the soundtrack.
It was already like that. Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of the censoring issues, I was just like, this was already like that on the soundtrack, though. What are you talking about that they censored it? No, like nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
It's just interesting
I don't
because
get it.
the record has a parental advisory sticker on it, so obviously there is language on the record. So
Well, yeah, when you drop a line like "Southern motherfucking Democratic Republicans,"
that's the one line. That's one of the lines that did get censored, though. Yeah, that was one of them that did get censored. The fact that
I'm just happy.
Good.
I'm just happy that it was the original cast, just because
Right.
like that Washington always makes me cry.
Right.
That Eliza always makes me bawl.
What?
Hearing like Burr, especially when Burr's singing "Wait for It," I'm just like, there are certain songs and certain people, the way they sing it, just I can't hear it any other way.
Makes sense. Yeah. And then the other fun fact, which we can kind of tie into this, and we'll talk non-spoiler about it after Hamilton, which I forgot to write down on my topics. Finding out that the actress in Umbrella Academy was in the original troupe.
Oh yeah. She was in the touring company.
Yeah, she was in the touring company. What's her actress's name?
She was like the first touring cycle.
What's the?
I follow her on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram, but I'm trying to remember.
What's the actress's name? Is that what you're looking up right now? And she played. Oh God, why am I blanking on her character's name in Umbrella Academy? Why am I blanking on her character?
Allison.
Allison. Yeah, she plays Allison in Umbrella Academy. And I had.
She's number 3.
Yeah. Which
Emmy Raver Lampman.
There we go.
How you say her name?
Sounds right. Don't quote us on pronunciation. Pronunciation isn't our strong suit. But yeah.
I've never heard her name said. It just I know her first name is Emmy.
Right. But yeah, like that was a fun fact that I learned. And then in other versions of Hamilton, she was Eliza? Like later on.
She was an understudy. Yeah.
Understudy. They should understudy. That's right. Yeah. So you loved Hamilton. You loved watching Hamilton. And yeah. Since
she was in Altered Carbon too.
Huh. I know of that. I haven't watched
Adam.
it. I know of that. I have not seen it yet. I've seen trailers for it and be like, I need to watch that. And my dad started watching it and he was loving it, what he watched. And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, you got to check out Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon is actually really good. I'm all right, I got to check it out. And it just, did we lose? We lost Mira. Oh, that's fun.
No, I'm here.
You disappeared on me. That is so interesting. Okay, cool. I'm gonna bring it back.
I lost you for a second.
Oh, well then you lost me then. That's fine. That the window must.
And now my camera's gone apparently.
Your camera's gone apparently? Yeah, your camera is gone. I'm bringing you back right now.
What the shit?
Yeah, no, it's just a big void of nothingness. That's literally all it is. That's
Kita says Discord rip.
I fucking hate Discord. This is literally like the fucking worst. I think.
Apparently, Adam says it was a different actress. Oops.
Oh well, still, regardless, we talked about Altered Carbon, which is there. And then there you go. You're back. There you are, Bib. You are back. Cool.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, but no. So I was going to just transition. So you loved Hamilton, and speaking of things that we loved, we watched Umbrella Academy, which came out on our anniversary. What did you think of season 2 of the Umbrella? No spoilers, but what did you think of season 2 of the Umbrella Academy?
It was so good.
I think it was 20 times better than the first season. And I don't want to rag on the first season because every time I say that, I feel like it sounds like I didn't like the first season. I really liked the first season. I had some pacing issues, but you're building a world, so it kind of has to be a slow burn at the beginning.
Also, you're building a world that originated from comics.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of exposition that needs to happen in the first season because otherwise that's a lot to try and pack in with no explanation.
Yeah. So it took a while for me to fully get into it, and then like the latter half was better. Season 2, 20 times better. All the new characters were great. All the returns were awesome. Klaus being a cult leader was, I think, my favorite fucking thing of all time. That was the best. And
Adam says he's 4 episodes away from the end of season 2, and Kita says it was definitely a slow burn. I need to give it another try.
Yeah, I think the reason why, like, if I was watching it on my own, I don't think I would have finished the first season of Umbrella Academy. I probably would have just sat there and said, yeah, this is too slow. But because you had read the comics and you were like, no, babe, I promise you this gets going. I promise you. I was like, all right, I'm trusting your judgment. And luckily, like, that second half of the first season was infinitely more fast paced than the first half. And then season 2 is just so much better. I fucking love season 2. It was really good.
Well, I mean, you got to set up like why Vanya is the apocalypse, basically.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where like it just that taking so long to start planting those seeds was, I think, my biggest complaint in season 1. But like you get to season 2, and oh man, season 2 was just it was so good. And you were saying it was super different from the comics, and I'm like, oh man, so they're going like Walking Dead with this, where the comics are going to be their own like timeline and the show is going to be its own timeline. So
yeah, I went back and reread the comics after we finished season 2, because I was just like, I wonder how much is actually different. And oh man, it was a lot different.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. I was like, that's interesting. That's really interesting. But yeah, we love season 2 of Umbrella Academy. We will not go into like I said, we're not going into spoilers. We will not go into it. So that'll be fun.
I will say, I think this is probably one of the only times you like Ellen Page's acting.
Yeah, I do not like Ellen Page.
You're not really a fan of hers.
Not a fan of Ellen Page. I've not liked anything she's been in. I didn't like her in Juno. She was a fucking plank of wood in Beyond Two Souls. Oh God, everyone except Willem Dafoe was just not great in that game. God, what else has she even fucking been in?
She's been in X-Men.
She was in X-Men, and I would argue
they didn't give her much to do though.
Yeah, so I completely
so
that shows you that, like, when you said, "Oh yeah, she was in the original X-Men," I'm like, "Was she?" And you're like, "Yeah, she was." I'm all, "She was." I completely forgot that she was. Completely forgot. That's how. Yeah, I mean, that part of that's not her fault, because they purposely wrote her to not be that big a deal in the original X-Men, which is shocking given the character she played. But yeah.
Although she one of her like big breakout roles was Hard Candy, like way back in the day.
Right.
And apparently, like, she did really good.
Yeah, I can't place it. I'm not really a fan. Shit, it's 2-1 Chicago. Damn it. God damn it.
By the way, on my computer, it's 4:20.
Oh, there it is. Yep, there are the memes. There are the hard-hitting memes you got there. No, but yeah, I actually really like Ellen Page in Umbrella Academy. I am a fan, and she did really good, especially in season 2. She did really great.
So who's your favorite character?
Klaus. That's not even a question. Like, Klaus is the fucking best. I love him so much. He's so. I'm always drawn to eccentric characters. It's why I loved Molly in Campaign 2. It's why I love Percy so much, because he's eccentric in his own right. I loved Klaus just because of how fucking off the wall eccentric he is, which is great. But yeah, he.
Adam also says 100% Klaus.
Klaus is the best. I love him. Klaus and Ben. The 1-2 Ben is great. I'm so glad we got way more Ben in season 2. I'm so glad. Yeah, I remember when we were watching season 1 and I was telling you, hey, they've got Ben listed as a main character for season 2, not support. And you went, what? And then we watched season 2. We're like, oh yeah, he is definitely more prominent in the second season.
Adam says 100% Klaus. He breaks my heart though.
I know. Oh, I know.
Dude, you're not ready for the end of season 2. If you like Klaus and Ben, you're not ready.
Yeah. That's uh-oh.
I didn't expect that to happen, and I was just crying.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, keeping it non-spoiler, but it was really great how they set all that up and how that was executed. It's good. So yeah, if I dwell any longer on it, I'm going to start wanting to go into spoiler talk. But I gotta stop right now. So we loved Umbrella Academy season 2. Klaus is
I
with
was
us.
just gonna.
Who is your favorite? Who is your favorite?
I really like Vanya.
Yeah.
Ben.
Ben. Yeah. I mean that reaction. Yeah. Ben is one of your favorites.
5 is hilarious.
5 is ridiculous. I like Luther a lot too. Just his kind of cluelessness of like what's going on. Okay, I guess this is what's happening now. Like he's so not surprised, but at the same time so fucking surprised.
5's just had enough.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm doing all I can for you people, and I just can't. It's like herding wild cats. Y'all are going your own separate ways.
It's like herding wild cats. That's the best analogy. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Adam says, on the scale of harsh to Iron Man from Endgame. Oh.
Oof.
I mean, what happens to one of the characters is really sad, but the very, very last minute of season 2 will have you going, what the fuck?
You're literally going to go from... No, not. I would say you're going to go from ouch, that really hurt to the end of I'm sorry, what the fuck's going on? Where's season 3? I needed it yesterday. Like, where is it?
Yeah, especially like
so many options.
Because it introduces something at the very end that's mentioned in volume 3 of the comics.
Right. Yeah, I remember when you said you reread
volume 3 is the last one that's out so far.
Right.
So we don't have any more material to look at right now.
Yeah.
So literally, like the Netflix crowd and the comic crowd are kind of in the same spot.
Right. Yeah. Of like what's
we don't know what's going on.
There's so many op-eds that have been coming out about what could this be? What does this mean? And I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, Umbrella Academy's great. We fucking love it. I have a complaint, and it's the best kind of complaint it could have, moving on to other stuff that we love, but also that I want to complain about. Hey, babe, why is Critical Role sucking money out of my bank account? Why do they every fucking week, they come out with something new, and I'm like, you motherfuckers. They did the Funkos this week. They had the button-up shirt recently. I have the flask. I have Frumpkin. I have the redone Don't Forget to Love Each Other shirt. Why? Why are you doing this? It's so good. Like, I've had to exercise restraint. Like, I got us the Funkos. Part of it's because it was a late anniversary gift for you. So you and I got Perksalia.
We only got 2 of them.
We got Perksalia, yeah.
We didn't get the set at least.
No, yeah. We only got Perksalia because, you know, that's our couple. But yeah. Yeah, it's oh man. Why do they keep fucking doing this? We talked about it, and we're going to talk about the Battle Royale in a little while, but before we started the Battle Royale, we were talking about the Funkos being released, and the New Zealanders were like, yeah, we got to deal with international shipping because it's coming from the Australian store. And I'm like, oh man.
That sucks.
Well, yeah, it does. There's no other way to say it. That does suck. You know, we only have to deal with American shipping, but and we're in California, so we don't have to wait as long, but other people wait prolonged periods of time. Oh, they also had, I didn't get them, but they had the Molly figure that I had to exercise restraint because I got the Don't Forget to Love Each Other, Frumpkin, and the flask. I'm like, I'm treating myself. I'm good. Then the fucking week after, they announced the Molly figure, and I went, are you fucking serious? I can't get them. I cannot justify spending that money.
And they specifically said it was a limited run.
And once they're out, they're done. I'm like, well.
And I was actually gonna like get it for you for Christmas.
Oh boy.
Just like hold on to it until Christmas time. But then by the time I got the funds, he was gone.
Yeah. He's lasted in the store longer than I thought, actually. I thought he was gonna be gone like that day. But no.
And then like the Funkos were like sold out within a couple hours.
Yeah. Hey, you got Vex though. You got Vex on Broom.
I did.
Oh man. Do you want to talk about that experience, by the way? Because that was we had Suya over that week, and we were watching as you fought until what was like 1:45 in the morning to finally get her at a Best Buy that was like
Oh,
45
God.
minutes away from us, or 35 minutes away from us, excuse me. And 10 minutes is 10 minutes. But like, you got her. So like, how is, I can tell it from secondhand experience, but from firsthand experience, how frustrating was it trying to get your girl?
Oh my God. So like, when did Funko do their drop for San Diego
They
Comic-Con? Was
did
that
their
the day
drop
before?
Thursday. So their drop was
Yeah.
on Thursday evening at 5 o'clock. And then at midnight, Friday, was when you could search Best Buy to get her.
Mm-hmm.
And that you were on Twitter. Like, everyone was trying to. You're on Twitter. You were on one of the Critical Role fan groups on Facebook as well, and you guys were all like, "Hey, I think it might be up again. Hey, try again." You guys were all like in a system trying to get Vex.
It was Vex Watch 2020.
Yeah.
I swear to Christ.
There were people that were like, "I'm staying awake until we know everyone in this thread's getting Vex," and I'm like, "Oh man."
There
That's cool.
was one girl that was like, as soon as I said I got her, she was just like, "Oh, good. I was waiting to go to bed until you got her."
I
I was
know.
like,
Yeah, I heard you told me that. I'm like, "Oh, what a sweetheart."
so the way this was going
Mhm.
was, we got in line for the Funkos for San Diego Comic-Con when
Yeah.
Funko dropped their sale.
Yeah, and they wouldn't allow you to get in line until 5 o'clock. Like, you had to wait until
Yeah,
5
they
o'clock.
they shut the site. They made the site they put it into maintenance mode until like
Yeah.
at 5 o'clock.
Right, yeah.
And then it opened, and they were trying to make it to where you couldn't mass buy a bunch of the figures, but of course people did it anyway, because I saw someone make out with like 27 figures of the Office character.
Yeah.
Which, fuck you in particular. But no, like, I got in at 5.
Yeah.
Vex was the only one I wanted. I put her in my cart. I
Yeah.
went to check out. It stayed there for like 30 minutes,
You were waiting for a while in
45
that. Yeah.
minutes.
It was waiting for shipping. You were waiting for shipping to show up. Yeah.
And then when it finally loaded, it said, "She sold out."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just like, are you kidding me?
I thought once you got in, like, they would just show, "Oh, she's available." You know, if she's
Yeah, that's
available,
what I
it's
thought
like,
too.
"Oh, okay, it's guaranteed," but I guess not.
Because
Though.
she was available when I put her in my cart and went to check out.
Yeah.
And then just somehow, like, she sold out before shipping.
I guess. Yeah, you
Got
were
her.
waiting for it to calculate the shipping. Yeah, which, by the
Yeah.
way, I saw Adam's comment saying if we saw the video of Laura getting the podcast. I have not seen that video. I'm
I
surprised.
saw her
haven't.
when she was showing off the Vex on the broom. If there's been another video, I haven't seen it. But we had that fiasco happen,
Yes.
and then when
Best Buy.
when they dropped, like, when she was going to be available on Best Buy, I went, okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, Adam, you can link the video.
Yeah.
So I had my computer out, and I was not gonna put this thing away until I got her, one way or the other.
You were determined. You were on a quest. You were on a fucking quest, man.
As soon as she went live, I went on to Best Buy, I put her in my cart, and then just before I was able to click checkout, it said she sold out.
Well, also
was like-
don't forget this part of the story too. She wasn't showing up on Best Buy at midnight. You guys had to wait like 20 minutes before her link even showed up.
Yeah, we were refreshing because we
You
were
were
just like,
refreshing, yeah.
when they say midnight, what time zone are we talking about? So we just
Yeah.
all kept refreshing, waiting for it to pop up. But as soon as she showed up on my
Yeah.
computer, I went to go check out, and it's like, sorry, this item is sold out. I was just
Yeah.
like, are you kidding me?
Right. All right, so we're gonna get audio. We're gonna get audio of this video right now,
Okay.
and I want to see this. Oh yeah, this happened recently. This is a new one. Oh God, she's got all of them.
My goodness, darling, I look amazing.
Oh, good.
Who knew being a Funko would
Oh,
be so
the Vex on the brim.
flattering?
No, it's so good.
But you know what would make this even
Liam's
better?
reply.
I invoke
2
duplicity.
living pops, even.
Oh Laura.
Oh, nice try, but wrong campaign, darling. Oh, right. My
Those
bad.
Vexes are so cute.
They're so good. I cannot wait for yours to come in. I cannot wait for yours to come in.
There's
We
two
need
of
to find
me,
Trinket.
bitches. I got two pups. What? Top that Vex. Ding, 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 ding.
Top that Vex. Oh, get fucked. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's amazing. There's 2 of me, bitches. 2 living pops, even. Oh, man. Oh, that's so good. That is so amazing. I fucking love it.
There's a reply from Critical Role Faces that says, "No surprise that the character that's master of capitalism was able to afford getting herself 2 pops."
Yeah. Whoa. Cash
Ryan
money.
and Taliesin.
Just looking at the cash. That's so good. Oh. Yeah. That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. There's 2 of me.
We need to find Trinket too.
I know we're gonna be on the hunt for Trinket. We need Trinket. We need
the hunt for Trinket. The hunt for Trinket is gonna be basically the Vex hunt, but it's like Vex 2.0.
But like physical stores. So.
But yeah, like I kept refreshing,
Yeah.
and just literally like I think that whole entire hunt took about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Before I finally got her.
You finally got her, and you were like, "Oh, I can go to bed."
It would not let me pick the store that's closest to us.
Nope. No.
For some reason.
Yeah. For whatever reason.
Whatever was available at first, I was just like, "Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna click that. Go."
Yeah, I don't blame you.
As soon as it said, "Your order has been confirmed," I was just like, "I got her."
Yeah, right. You're just like, "I got her. Thank God."
I think I started crying.
Yeah. I want to say you did.
I think I did.
I definitely want to say you did. You were crying a little bit. I was like, yes.
I took screenshots of my order number just in case.
You wanted to make sure, yeah, because some people were saying, "Hey, my money hasn't been pulled yet," and you're like, "Oh, it'll get pulled in the morning," and it did, and we got her.
And I posted in the group. I was like, "I finally got her."
Yeah,
and then
there it is.
The lady I was talking to was like, "Oh, good. I waited to go to bed until I knew you got her."
Yeah.
I was like,
"Oh, good shit."
So that was the hunt for my best girl.
That was the hunt for your girl. And the other reason is that's the outfit, like her on the broom. That's the outfit you cosplay. That's the outfit. Mm-hmm. You do that outfit, and it's great. And as soon as I saw that, I'm all, "Oh, babe, you need her. That's the outfit you cosplay for her, and it's so good."
As soon as it said Vex Funko Pop, I went, "We're bringing her home, right?"
Yes. Yeah, I was okay with you spending that money, and it wasn't that much. It was just like $12.
I was gonna say it was well under 20, so.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And then eventually
we can break the bank for her.
Yes, right. I mean, unfortunately, we cannot haggle with Best Buy to give us her at a lower price, but still, we'll pay the money to get that.
If it was possible, I would have done the wink.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, how can you not when picking up Vex? I'm just happy. Can I just say, though, I'm just happy that Critical Role learned from how that fiasco happened, and you could pre-order the Vox Machina ones on their store, which was so much better. I literally just went on the store. I said, "Percy, Vex, cool. Check out. Here's your order confirmation. Fuck yeah, we're good."
It's like, now just imagine if that had happened for Vex.
I know, for Vex on Broom. Yeah, that would have been great.
It would have been so much simpler.
I know. So, alrighty. So Critical Role taking our money, and I'm so happy they're back. Since the last podcast we had you on, Critical Role's been back, and it's been great. And I need to. The VOD goes up tomorrow, so I can watch the VOD.
106.
Yeah, I can watch 106. Apparently, a lot of stuff happened, and I may have gotten a couple things spoiled, but that's fun. It happens.
We got a shippy thing spoiled. So.
A couple things apparently. I got another thing spoiled apparently too. Yeah.
Adam says they seem to always underestimate how popular their things are.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember when they first started gaining a lot of traction, though? They were like, "It's amazing. We would go to these meetups and there'd be over 100 people wanting to see us."
Yeah, and then, they underestimate that.
I swear, every time that they would have like a meetup or something, they would be blown away by the people that would show up at like live shows, or the people that would be coming to their autograph lines for Critical Role stuff. And it was just like, I think, like, as much as the players may underestimate how popular their show is, I don't think Matt is anywhere near.
Matt still hasn't grasped. I mean, he grasps it, but I don't think mentally he's fully understood, why did this become so popular? Like, how did this become so popular? And I'm like, because you guys are the best. You guys are great.
I think it's part of just Matt's imposter syndrome, too. I think it's just more like...
which he talked about in his Between the Sheets, which I'm like, I can understand that.
he's just sitting there like, why am I successful like this?
Yeah.
Thing. It's just like I'm just a nerd telling a story with my friends.
Because he is such a because they're all genuine people. I think that's probably one of the big things is that there's always that for every I would say for every person who's like fake and garbage and not a good person, there's equally a person or people like Critical Role who are actually genuine and 1000% deserve the recognition that they've gotten, which is like all of Critical Role. It's pretty great, but yeah, I think that's why it's just that the how genuine they are, and it's yeah. There's been some recent stuff related to them that back when it was happening, we probably would have had a podcast discussing about it. Some of the weird fandom stuff that's happened lately, but like it happens with any fandom that grows bigger, and that for the fact that for the most part, like it's very much a vocal minority causing these issues. And when I say vocal minority, I very much mean a vocal minority because I've been seeing a lot more people on Twitter going, oh, that's that shitty side we don't talk about. Like, we know it exists, but we don't acknowledge it because we don't want to bring it in. And I'm like, wow, Twitter's being rational for once. That's interesting. But that side of Twitter is being rational for once, which is interesting. But no, it's like there was a bunch of like recent fandom stuff, but like at the end of the day, it's like, what are you going to do? I'd say the most recent thing, though, that was interesting was the fact that they've changed the chat options because of a recent episode of Critical Role. Specifically because of people targeting Marisha yet again, which I wish people would just get over that. I was not happy with that encounter, but I understand that there was a lot that went wrong, and that happens in D&D. We've been mad at our DM. Specifically, I think it was like episode 6 of Homebrewers was afterwards when you and I had a long talk with Brad about how we felt something wasn't done fairly, and we talked about it personally, and we worked through it, and that happens. That's a part. Sometimes stuff like that happens. But, like, no, it was like, did they deserve the harassment? Fuck no. No, not
okay, Adam is asking what happened. So there was an episode recently. I think it was like, what?
It was...
A few episodes back.
It was the episode before the big Vokodo fight. So
like 104,
104. I want to say it was 104.
103, 104, one of those two.
I want to say it was 104 if I remember correctly, yeah.
Marisha made a decision as Bo, because Bo is one of those people that doesn't ask questions first. She goes in and
punches first and asks questions later.
She's very much like a Magnus from Adventure Zone. She goes running in.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was an option for an encounter to go peacefully and diplomatically by talking it out.
Which Jester was trying to do.
But Bo being Bo, she goes in fists first.
And for also context.
And starts a fight.
And also for context, Jester was trying to... This is where the Matt thing comes in. Jester was trying to talk to... Because it was a spectral being. Jester was trying to talk to the spectral being, and Matt had everyone roll initiative. So, and this island has just royally fucked with them so bad. So he had them all roll initiative.
Well, what had them roll initiative was when Marisha said, well, fuck Vokodo, am I right?
Yeah.
And then Matt says, you know what, roll initiative.
Yeah.
And so, like, Bo goes in, fists blazing, basically.
Yeah.
And so if people were giving Marisha shit for how she handled the scenario, even though she even says, like, later on, she's like, all I said was fuck Vokodo. Like, that was a sentiment I think everyone could get behind.
And after that, because so after that encounter, they were looking around, and, like, there was, like, these like, sarcophaguses, or however you say the plural.
Sarcophagi.
And they were looking around, and Matt basically said, you get the feeling that these
are
beings,
probably their bodies.
These are their, their bodies, and you get the feeling, now that you're looking at all this imagery, that these people do not like Vokodo as well, and you have now basically lost yourself an ally in this fight. There are no chances for allies. If you would have been more diplomatic, you could have had allies. To which then people went after Matt saying, well, you didn't sit there and say that was the case. So you royally fucked up. And Matt went on Twitter afterwards and was saying, I guess I did mess up this encounter. I should have made it more apparent that there was a chance for diplomacy. This is why he didn't say this is why I shouldn't be looked up to, but he's like, this is something that happens. Every DM is going to fuck up.
Yeah, this is why he shouldn't be so held up so high on a pedestal. No DM is perfect.
Yeah, and so a very leveled kind of response to the criticisms he had, while also kind of addressing. Go ahead.
Your players are also going to change what you had in mind. You're going to have an encounter planned out, like with Caduceus, the whole control water and capsizing all the fucking boats.
Yeah.
He took away an entire battle from Matt.
He did.
He did a baller move.
It was cool. Yeah. It's like, well, I'm going to put all that away. Yeah.
You can't expect your players to follow the guide that you have because you have an outline for it, but they have to play their character.
Yeah.
And for all intents and purposes, even though you may not agree with what happened, Marisha played Bo the way she
did. And like I personally did not like both sides of the encounter. Like I'm also gonna be the first to say that like Bo is definitely not my favorite character of the Mighty Nine, but I'm not like these people that make it their life goal to like harass Marisha, because like that's just disgusting and you need to fucking stop. Like Marisha is a part of Critical Role. She's playing Bo the way that Bo is supposed to be played. Bo is a very complex character, and there were some moments with Bo in recent time that really kind of also struck a chord with me, especially in relation to problematic parents. And she's also a very talented actress and voice actress and knows how to stay in that character. She and it's one of those things where
she's playing her character the way she needs to be played.
And she definitely her as Bo definitely reminds me of how Chrissy plays her character in Homebrewers. I get so annoyed at Chrissy at times, the character, for choices she makes, but she's playing the character the way that she would play her. And and it's one of those things where that's how the character is. Would I have done something different? Absolutely. I personally would have held an action until seeing if they were going to attack or not, but that was just on me. That's not how I would play my character, but I'm also not playing a character like Bo. If I was playing a character like that, like if our homebrewer crew was in that similar situation, Suya would have done that. Suya would have done what Bo did. Or Chrissy would have done it.
You also have to be careful that you don't metagame either.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know there's another way to do this, but would my character
does my character know that there's another way to do it? Yeah. And people went after Marisha. Yeah, people went after Marisha as they do, which is just disgusting, and that needs to stop. And then people went after Matt, and it created this whole fiasco. And in the wake of that, because I guess the Twitch chat was just so fucking... It was already toxic, but it was extremely toxic. And then after that episode, they changed... Isn't it permanently in? Oh no, you're not allowed to say anything in the chat unless an episode is airing. And I think they also changed. I think it may be I had to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the chat may also be permanently in subscriber mode only. So I don't know.
I don't know about permanently. I know it was for that episode in particular.
The time being, yeah.
Or like afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've changed it back, because Bo's not necessarily the main focal point anymore.
No, yeah, I get you.
But it wouldn't surprise me if it stayed that way from now on.
Yeah.
Just because people are just super toxic, especially to her.
Yeah. Which that's been an issue as far back as Campaign 1 with Keyleth. Like people...
Oh my god.
People loved to hate Keyleth, and I never understood that, because I thought it's the same people that are now targeting Taliesin because he's playing a moral character. Because they're people that just want the murder hobos to be murder hobos, and like Keyleth was the moral compass for all intents and purposes. She was the main moral compass in Campaign 1, and Caduceus has kind of really been the moral compass of Campaign 2. And there were people recently that have been like someone gave Taliesin shit for the moment of, I'm so proud of everyone. Like, I'm so proud of how that happened. And there's like, oh wow, Taliesin playing a high and mighty character. And I'm like, that was such a great moment. It was. And Caduceus was proud dad. He was just like, I'm so proud of you guys.
He was a proud parent.
He was a proud cow dad. That's what he was. And it's like, I don't know. There's, like I said, we're talking about this, and I don't want everyone to know this is a vocal minority. This is very much a vocal minority that's doing this, like all fandoms. All fandom issues, unless it's something like Voltron, for example. It's generally a vocal minority that does it.
Well, even like in Campaign 1, like, yeah, Keyleth was the moral compass and everything, but Percy also tried to keep everybody kind of on a straight and narrow path after a while.
Yeah, after he kind of got over all his Orthax stuff, like he really kind of, part of it is atonement, I would argue. I could have this debate with anyone at this point, but I would say part of it is atonement, but just part of it is just like he knows what needs to be done because he's gonna be he's the Lord of Whitestone, so he's got to think like a leader. So like he kind of has to think for the greater good of a greater majority.
Well, also at the same time, though, like Vox Machina, for all intents and purposes, is his family.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't want anything to happen to anybody.
No, especially Vox. But yeah.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
But yeah, like he may be on the more logical end of it, but he was definitely with Keyleth in moral ground.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I don't know. It just that's like the most recent thing, that whole Marisha situation, which people need to just stop giving her shit. You know, like I said,
Adam said he's never understood why people go after Keyleth either.
No, yeah, Keyleth was, and with us rewatching and for you going farther into campaign 1, which we eventually got to figure. Since I know I'm working a job, it's gonna get complicated, but we got to figure out a way to keep going with
we'll just watch on we'll just watch on your days off.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works perfectly. But it was especially rewatching campaign 1, like I've always appreciated Keyleth, but like I'm appreciating her even more now. Just kind of seeing just how complex, like all those characters were complex, but she was way more complex than some fans give her credit for. Keyleth is great, and then for obvious reasons, she's back in the consciousness with campaign 2 right now, which is great. But
well, you also kind of had a turnaround because initially Vax was your favorite.
Vax was initially my favorite, and now I've listened to campaign 2 twice in its entirety on the podcast. So like this is my time like watching it. I've gotten to a point where it's like, Vax, I love you, but can we chill for like 5 minutes? Can we like take
like I get it, you're brooding boy.
I get it, you're brooding boy TM. But when who also am playing a brooding boy, like you got to breathe for a moment. You got to take a couple minutes. Like take a 5-minute walk. Let's go.
When I'm telling you to chill, you need to chill.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, yeah, like campaign 1 or like the first time listening, like Vax was my favorite, and then re-listening, it went Vax and Percy, and then it swapped. And then in this third listen, God, I forgot how much I loved Grog.
Grog is great.
You want to talk about another underappreciated character? Grog, Travis's comedic timing as Grog is like that. It's genius. You know, it's so fucking good, and I
still love the moment with the airship.
Oh yeah. Do you have any? I'm taking this.
Have anyone you don't trust at all, and you're just like, well, we have one that's newer. And he's just like, you should probably keep her behind. She's probably not experienced enough. She's the one with the expertise on the oceans.
She's coming with us. Grog the negotiator is always the fucking best.
I think I started crying.
You were crying. I didn't catch that initial moment because I was in the middle of working out. I'm like, what did I miss, babe? Like, we gotta go, babe. We gotta go back. I have to show you it. And I was like, yeah. I take it this is a team that you trust with your life. It's like, you know, I hope you don't have anyone that you don't trust. Well, there's a new person, but she's proven her worth. All right, well, maybe she should stay. She's the one with the knowledge of the ocean. She's coming with us. It's so deadpan and so good.
He's just like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Adam says Grog is my boy.
Grog is so good. I love Grog. Grog is great. And like I always like enjoyed him for like the comedic side of it, but like this re-listen so much. Grog is so good. I love him so much.
I still say the coolest moment for Grog was when he was fighting Kevdak, and then he turns around and says, Vox Machina, fuck shit up.
Oh, and when they all shot out. Kevdak fight, there's a reason why on like the Mercer group on Facebook and like a bunch of the Critical Role things, so when they talk about what are your favorite fights from Campaign 1, there's a reason a lot of people say that Kevdak fight, because that Kevdak fight is fucking hype. You know, the fact that Grog kills Kevdak and then he took fall damage and he goes down. It's like, oh man, if there's such a Grog way to take out your uncle, it is that. It is so good. And then I still
If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
Basically, and then I have my personal favorite fight is that Ripley fight. For so many reasons. Which we're getting to. We're at that point.
We're literally on the episode.
They're literally attacking the ship. We stopped on 67 and we're going to be on 68 probably on Friday when we watch another episode. So we're going to watch 68.
We're about to drop in on that fight.
And
basically.
That fight is so emotionally charged, and it has my favorite how do you want to do this because of what happens.
Vex.
And oh my god, Vex. Like I still get chills from that moment of Laura describing what she does in that fight.
Yeah.
Oh god, I put an arrow through her heart and then another arrow in her throat as she screams. I'm like, fuck. Oh man. Oh, and the fact that Sam allowed the how do you want to do this, that everyone was a part of it.
To share the how do you want to do this.
To share it with the rest of the party because of what happened. It's like, yeah, that and then the following episode are just like
we're gonna kill her, but we're gonna do it together.
Yeah, this is it, guys. This is for all of us. And I was like, oh man. And then you're also not ready for who is with her, which I've kept that secret for you. There's a certain character, there's a certain NPC that's with her that makes that fight even more emotional.
No, you have told me.
Oh, I have told you. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I did. I thought I didn't, and it must have been a long while ago that I told you. But yeah. So like, yeah, the boy being there too is like, oh shit.
Every time I think I forget, I somehow remember. I'm just like, oh yeah, he was there.
Oh yeah, he was there. Yeah, it's such a hype fight. I love it. I mean, I'm
ready for the tears. But
no. I crossed wires for a moment. The Kevidak fight is such a hype fight. The Ripley fight's such an emotionally charged fight. So
yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, we went on a side tangent that wasn't even on the podcast. Let's see. Let's knock out some quick fire things real quick. I'll save them.
Real quick, Adam says, gym time for me. Take care. Been awesome listening and talking.
Nice. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for jumping in, Adam. Enjoy the time at the gym and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And yeah, you have a good afternoon. You all take care. And yeah, let's knock out some quick fire stuff. Stanley Cup playoffs are happening. Sense of normality is back. Vegas is still losing 2-1 against Chicago, but we're just in the early stages of the second period, so they still have plenty of time to wrap that up. So I'm excited. I'm sorry that your boys aren't doing that great right now. I hope they turn it around tonight, but we'll see how that goes. And Rip May, because the Sharks weren't even in the running. And Rip May, the Sharks aren't even in the running. So yeah, Anaheim wasn't in the running either, which is interesting. But so
you're like that's part of the course, though.
That's being an Anaheim anything fan. That is definitely part of the course.
It's like being a fan in Chicago. You mostly don't.
You mostly are used to disappointment. Yeah. Fall Guys is insanely fun, and it should be illegal. How much fun it is! We did a video in it, and it was a lot of fun. Did you have fun with that video? It was good. I caught you right as you were taking a sip. Right as you took a sip. Yeah. But no, it was good. It was good and fun.
For me, I'm kind of with May. It's more fun to watch somebody play it.
Right. I get you.
But like when you play it yourself, for some reason it's stressful when you're playing
I get you. Yeah. Yeah, it gets.
But it's more fun to watch someone else play it.
There you go. Yeah.
To kind of see how bad they do.
Oh, well, yeah. True.
Because you play with like a group of at least 60 people, so
yeah.
Odds are you're probably not going to do as well as you would hope.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I personally love it. I didn't think I would even enjoy it that much, but I enjoy it wholeheartedly and thoroughly, and it's super great. And I love it. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10. Let's see, some other quickfire stuff. Halo Infinite got delayed. I know we've got like our friends Di and Matt were super happy, and my dad was excited for it. But they got delayed to an unknown date in 2021.
It joins the rank of Cyberpunk.
It joins the ranks of Cyberpunk, but to be fair, like they straight up said, and I found out some stuff about Cyberpunk. I could just do a whole PowerPoint about why Cyberpunk keeps getting delayed. Basically, CD Projekt Red wasn't happy with how the game played, so they completely redid all of the gameplay. So like that's why when these delays were happening, that's what happened. They basically did not like the way the game was playing, so they retooled and redid the whole gameplay apparently. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's interesting. That explains what's going on.
The thing is though, like, at least they realized it before the game was released.
Yeah, so that's why they keep delaying it. They're like, okay, well this is fun, but now this isn't fun. So they keep changing stuff. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll come out in 2077, so that'll be fine. I won't be alive by then. I will not be alive by 2077. I don't think I will be, at least. Be interesting if
Do some math.
so 77, so that would be plus
2077.
2077, yeah.
So it's 57 years from now. You're 27.
Yes. I'd be what, 84?
So you'd be 84 if you were
I
alive.
hope I'm not that old. I hope I'm not that old. I don't want to be that old.
Why?
I don't want to be that old. I don't want to.
Why?
I don't.
Why not?
I have legitimately, I have a genuine fear of getting old. Like, I have a genuine fear of that, and I hate it. So, I
have a fear of dying, but we're all going to die eventually.
Yeah. I'm not scared of death. I'm just scared of being old and kind of losing myself, literally becoming a husk as your body just falls apart. It's like, that's what I hate that. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on from that. So, yeah, it's delays for Cyberpunk 2077. But, yeah, Halo Infinite joins the ranks of Cyberpunk. But, yeah, the 343 said, hey, with COVID, we really had to scale back, and the game's just not going to be ready. They sacrificed a holiday 2020 release date in order to make sure the game works. I'm like, good on 343. Apparently, Halo 5 Guardians.
Kita's like, when did we suddenly go scary deep?
Because that's just what 2020 has become at this point. No, but I
have kind of a joke theory that Cyberpunk got delayed so that way we could allow for the PS5 to come out, or to come out.
Yeah. Allow for the to come out. Yeah, I got you.
Because they have a holiday release for that, right?
Yes, it's November. It's November 2020 as of right now. That'll probably change next. That'll probably change next week. Next podcast will be saying Cyberpunk got delayed again to 2021.
It's holiday 2021.
Now it'll be holiday 2021. Yeah. But yeah. So,
where are the kitties?
I know, right? But
I hear them.
But yeah. So they basically 343 is like, hey, the game's not going to be ready, so we're gonna sacrifice our holiday 2020 release to make sure the game works. I'm like, good for you guys. Do it. That's awesome.
Kita says plot twist, I am the kitty.
Oh, well, there you go.
Dude, speaking of cats, I want that fucking game where you play as cats.
Stray? Yeah.
Yes, I want that
PS5,
game.
yeah. Yeah.
It looks so good.
It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, like in a good way. But yeah, so let's see. Other quick fire stuff. Millionaire Detective is back. I've been watching anime. We watched a lot of anime. I finally saw Cells at Work, which was great. We watched Beastars, which Netflix is trying to turn everyone into furries. And it's not working.
It's not. It can't be a coincidence that Ben Diskin is an animal in 3 fucking shows all on Netflix.
BNA, Agretzko, and Beastars. Yeah. All of them doggos.
All of them dogs.
All of them doggos.
There
yeah.
we go.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. But
they're specifically trying to turn you into a furry so your fursona is a dog.
I guess. It's not working. It's not working. Not in the least.
I see you sweating.
No, it's not. It's not working. BNA was a fun show. It was a trigger show. I didn't know if I was gonna like it.
That was the one I did not watch.
Yeah. BNA was fun. It was fun. It was a fun show. It was a ridiculous and fun show. It was very much a trigger show, but at least it was like a good trigger show. Yeah, at least it was for me. At least it was a good trigger show. Like it's so hit or miss for me. I love Space Patrol Luluco. I fucking hated Kill la Kill. I had no interest in Darling in the Franxx, and then I read that the ending is fucking garbage. So I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't watch that dumpster fire.
But you love Gurren Lagann.
But I loved Gurren Lagann, which half of that team worked on Gurren Lagann, which is frustrating. Oh, and I loved Promare. Promare was fantastic.
That's another one I haven't
gotta
seen.
show you Promare. Promare was so good. But yeah, it was B&A was fun. It was a fun show. Wasn't the best show I watched, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Beastars was incredibly written, and I felt for Legoshi so much because of being an awkward kid in high school and him being an awkward kid in high school. I'm just like, I feel that deep in my soul. But anyway, to tie back into the original discussion, Millionaire Detective is back, and May and I have been enjoying that. I need to watch a new episode still, but May and I have been enjoying. So is Chrissy. The three of us have been watching Millionaire Detective, and I did not think I would like that show. I figured it was just going to be this weird show that was going to be fan service for girls, which actually isn't really the case. Yeah, it's good though.
I thought you were going to be like, actually, it kind of is, but
no, it's not. Yeah. But yeah, it's really good, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I love the character dynamics, and they kind of subvert some tropes, and it's a lot of fun, and I think people should watch it. It's really good. Let's see. What else? Are there any other quick fires? No, we are into our last topics. Do you have any quick fire stuff before we move on to last topics?
all I was going to say is we need to catch up on My Hero.
Yeah, have not watched season 4. Still need to. Or the second movie. I have not watched the second movie, but
Oh, the movie was so good.
yeah, but yeah. So to wrap up some stuff, so I was in a thing. It's funny that Sparrowhawk was in the chat earlier, but they put on a level 20 Dungeons and Dragons Battle Royale, which I realize I horribly pronounce the French as you do. As you do. My nose is itchy.
We're Americans.
We're Americans. We're uneducated fuckheads.
We don't French very well.
No, we don't any other language except American. I'm not even going to say English. It's American. Because we bastardized the English language so bad, it might as well just be a new language.
It's not the Queen's English.
It's not far from the Queen's English. Our vernacular sucks. But I was a part of the level 20 Battle Royale with a bunch of lovely individuals. And I gave the world a glimpse at my backup character for the homebrewers.
I was about to jokingly say, how did you do?
We'll get to that in a moment. We'll get to that in a fucking moment. But we it was a lot of fun. But my backup character for homebrewers got used, so that is Tiefling Bard Nicholas Song. It's pretty great. So remember, a level 20 Bard. So remember this. So I threw my hat in the ring thinking, I'm not going to get chosen. There's a lot of people signing up for this. And then I got chosen, and I went, oh, well, this is going to be fun. Then I started seeing the classes of other people. 2 level 20 druids, a level 20 paladin, a level 20 barbarian, half-orc barbarian, mind you. So they got that orcish retaliate, or whatever the orcish feat is that allows them to come back up when they go down.
Second win.
Nah, that's a fighter thing. There's something that half-orcs have that's like you go down, you can come back up to 1 hit point. Ford has it. But I think it's like Orcish Resilience or something like that. Does D&D good. But
I don't have the book nearby. So.
I get you. Yeah, and then like a level 20 cleric, right? And I'm seeing all this and I'm like, I don't stand a fucking chance, but I'm going to make myself annoying to kill. And I did. So I survived the first half of the Battle Royale, and I got a text from Suya like, damn, Greg, they're all coming after you. I'm all, it's to be expected. And then we come back from break, and I immediately get just pulverized, which was great. It was fun. The individual that was killing me is like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, don't be. Bring it on. We're supposed to kill each other. That's the fucking point. It's a Battle Royale. You're coming after me. You got your brutal fucking barbarian critical, which 82 points of fucking damage on that crit. That was... I'm going to say, I was impressed. That was fucking awesome. I loved that. That was so good. And honestly, I survived for the first half, so that was better than anything. I got further than I thought I would, which was awesome. So it was great. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And that was put on by Sparrowbell Productions, which was incredible. And it came together so well. The introductions were great. The group of people we got to play with were incredible. And in fact, it was so incredible that 4 of the 6 of us are together with one of the people, with the guy that helped us out with or helped Sparabell and them Sparabell Productions out with like some of the back end stuff and the intros and whatnot. And we're taking these characters and we're now gonna have our own campaign with a lovely DM who I actually need to message back on Discord. But yeah, we like 4 of the 6 of us were like, hey, this worked really well. Y'all want to start a campaign? And it just has kind of worked out. So now I've got a 3rd campaign I'm a part of now, which is nice. And it's nice to have another campaign away from streaming and whatnot. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I've got now 2 tiefling characters I'm playing, which is pretty great. And it's interesting. The fact that like having strangers together that I've never met before. And like the fact that 4 of us, like we had so much fun that we're like, hey, would we want to like play together? And we're like, yeah. And we found out all of our schedules aligned, which is awesome. So yeah,
which never fucking happens.
We have, yeah. And this is why it's going to be so much easier to schedule homebrewers now with, like the other half of Hardest Reset in close proximity, because it's going to be way easier to get together. They don't have to travel a long distance. We could just choose, even if we got to do like a weeknight, we can do a weeknight, you know, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's,
God, can you imagine us, like, when pandemics finally are all done and over with,
right,
having, like, other friends come over and we can all just gather together?
I know.
He just got some comments in the chat. She said, "Dat Barb dough."
Yeah.
And then she said, "I love how you were all, come at me, bro." And then she's like, "What? Schedules actually match?"
Yeah.
I know.
As soon as she rolled that natural 20, I was like, bring it on. Come on. Let's go. Be hyped for this. This is what we're supposed to do. It was fun.
Get psyched.
It was good. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah. I was so fucking nervous. Like, and we come to find out, like, most of us were fucking nervous. So it's like, I was so nervous. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to gel well with these people. It's probably going to be super awkward and whatnot. And then we just kind of fell into it and it wasn't awkward. And then like these people that I just met on Friday, we now have our own Discord group for our new campaign. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
See, like, if I had signed up for that and if I had been drawn, I would have either put Silas or Demaya in there.
Oh, Silas would be... Oh, can you imagine a level 20 Silas?
I'm trying to think of a level 20 Demaya, and that's terrifying.
That scares the shit out of me. I'm not going to fucking lie. That scares me, but in the best way possible.
You interact with Demaya. You've never interacted with Silas, but it's hilarious.
I know. But I'm very familiar with Silas. Very familiar. She is just a Oath of Vengeance, like, destroyer. Like, it's oof, man.
The thing that's making me laugh about the idea for Demaya, though, is like imagining her in the pit, like how she was in our last session.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, fuck it. Here we go.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry, sis. What in the fuck are you doing? It's like, wee! And she's going. All right.
I'm sorry. A grave cleric going into a basically pit? Like a fighting pit. What the fuck?
Fighting pit. Yeah. It's cool. But yeah, it's But yeah, I literally did not expect to jive so well with everyone because, like I said, I was fucking terrified. But then afterwards, the fact that four of the 6 of us were like, hey, why don't we just play a campaign? And it's like, cool. And one of the players was like, hey, my sister DMs. I'm like, cool. And then so it was just gonna be the 4 of us, and then the one guy that helped out with everything was like, "Do you guys mind if I join?" We're like, "Come on in!" So we got a party of 5. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We had our session 0 last night, and it's oh man, this has never happened before. The power of D&D.
Party of 5.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be some good times. It's gonna be cool to finally, because I've had Nicholas for so fucking long. I've had him. Probably as far back as like right before we started Homebrewers, so at least 2 years I've had him just kind of sitting there waiting to be used. And here we are. He's going to be used. It's pretty great. And I did not expect that. So I just want to say, like, a shout out to everyone. A shout out to everyone associated. Shout out to Sparabell for putting that whole thing together and DMing it. And that whole thing was so much fun. And shout out to everyone who we played with. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I know Kita was in there. Suya was using Chrissy's account, but he was watching. It was really cool. It warmed my heart to see so many people. And then the F's in chat when I died was my favorite part. Just like F's in chat, my friends. So it was cool. It was a lot of fun, and I'm so thankful for that. So yeah, go check it out. I think the VOD may already be up. If so, there'll be a link to it when this goes up on YouTube. But yeah, go check it out. The Battle Royale, I'm not going to pronounce it. I just call it the level 20 D&D Battle Royale. That was a part of thanks to Sparabell Productions. It's way easier than trying to pronounce the French. So yeah, that's close to it. So we've had some Hardest Reset videos come out. We had the Fall Guys video, which we talked about already. Before that, we've been uploading some of the maps. Actually, we've uploaded the maps videos as a whole since we started. We had the Return of the Homebrewers, which, quick question, how did it feel to finally be back to Amaryllis?
Oh my god, that's going to take a little getting used to. I've had so much fun with Demaya now that I'm just like, oh shit, now I gotta switch.
I had to practice.
I gotta switch Pantheon, basically.
I had to practice my posh accent for Renthis because I've been doing the southern accent for Demakos, which for people who don't know, we're in another campaign with Mira's friends from Missouri. And we played twin tiefling clerics, and I have like I'm basically a southern himbo, and you're like basically like a Russian chaotic lord, basically. You're like one part Sypho, one part jester in your voice, but like 1000% chaos, which is like
it's really fucking great.
It's pretty great, but so it's like trying to get back into the swing of things for Renthis. I was scared, but I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of twists and turns, and Brad sprung some stuff up on me that I had no idea was going to happen, which is really going to be fucking with Renthis in these coming sessions. We're not going to have a homebrewer session this month. However, we technically do as a part of finally finishing up the Extra Life stuff, aside from the t-shirts, which we eventually will get those out to people who donated. I know that there's a long delay in that, but COVID kind of...
Once we like feel safe going to a printing shop right now.
Yeah, we want the shirts to be higher quality, yeah. But
we also don't want to like put anybody in jeopardy.
Finally, I know my nose is so itchy. It looks like I'm like trying to pick my nose, but I'm just like, my nose is so itchy. It's so annoying. But let's see, score check for the game. Nope, still 2-1. At least they haven't scored. At least Chicago hasn't scored. Knock on fucking wood. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna check the score after the podcast. It's gonna be like 4-1. I'll be like, fucking hell. No. Your one shot is finally happening next Sunday. How excited are you?
I'm terrified.
But you're doing it for Extra Life's tabletop weekend, which will be a lot of fun. So
I am.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited.
That'll be on Sunday when this comes out.
Yeah, that'll be on Sunday. So go peep that. That'll be live on twitch.tv/HardestReset and all that fun stuff. I already announced it before, but yeah, our friend Lisa, her show Cognition, I'm going to be on that. By the time this gets uploaded, it's going to be on, it's going to be today, but the VOD will be up as well. So I think by the time this comes out, I'll at least have a link to the VOD for that as well. Yeah, I'll be on Cognition talking about my recent hospital stay and kind of how COVID's changed a lot of stuff. Go check that out. Go check that out. I think it's at the Tato Princess, if I remember correctly. Her Twitch. Yeah, it's good stuff. So I've got that. So we've got your one shot. We've got some Hardest Reset videos that'll be coming up, and May's been working on a project. I kind of want to just tease. She's been working on a project, and I'm going to be helping her edit that project. And next podcast, we'll be able to talk about it.
Kita dropped Lisa's thing in the chat. Tato Princess SD.
SD, there it was. Yeah, it's like I knew that there was something at the end of that. So, yeah, that's about it. Is there anything else, or can we call this a podcast?
My nose is cold for some reason.
My nose is itchy. I'm going to have to do a full itch after we're done. All right, well, that's about it. It's time to check the score of the game before we end. It's still 2-1 Chicago. Vegas needs to score 2 goals and win the game. So that way they can knock Chicago the fuck out. Anyway, that's not the outro that we usually do.
Editing Greg put the score in at the very end.
We don't. There's no editing on this. There's no editing on the podcast. It's live, baby. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And we're back to live podcasts. I am very thankful and excited for that. So we will talk to you guys later. We love you guys. Continue to stay safe. Wear a fucking mask.
Wash your hands.
Wash your fucking hands. And we will see you guys next time. So until then, see you guys later.